My name is Pam. My pronouns are she, her. I live in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, which is in Treaty 6 territories, the lands of Cree, Dakota, Nakota, Saulteaux, and the homeland of the Métis people. I'm trying to look up here. I always feel like I'm looking at the wrong place. Anyway, we'll finish off with the things that'll piss people off. Free Palestine, and I probably will speak about the Palestine again today. What else ticks everyone off? The pronouns, Palestine, and tarot. Okay, and the tarot card of the day is the Two of Swords, which this image comes from Sita, which is a Hindi mythology, and the Two of Swords generally means a decision between two different ideas, two different directions, kind of being stuck in between and not knowing where to go. This probably does call to me. I'll probably talk about that a little bit more in the end part when I talk about my life type stuff. But yeah, so we have Sita. Put that there. This is episode 15. It is April 21st, 2024. I have now turned 50, and there are no fucks given. See? 0 fucks given. Anyway, I'm out of coffee, so we've got our fizzy water, and today's flavor is, I think, raspberry fizzy water. The cat is rattling around down here somewhere, and we've got stitching. So let's do this. And again, I already did our tarot card of the day in our Let's Piss People Off section. I say that because I've had pushback lately in various areas of my life over my stance on Palestine, my stance on land back and decolonization, and also my stance on the fact that I introduce myself with pronouns. So I just got tired of everyone getting pissed off at everything. So that's the pissed off section. That pretty much filters everybody out of here that isn't going to like what I do or talk about, and we can just carry on with our lives. As I said, last time I was going to film 2 weeks ago, and then I realized that I was doing secret stitching, and I couldn't show anything, and I had nothing to really talk about, so I decided to wait. So it has been about a month since I filmed, and I'm kind of not feeling it. I'm kind of feeling awkward and weird. I think it's the whole pushback thing. And so, but I know that if I don't do it this week, I can't do it next week. I'll be in Brampton, Ontario for Stitch North weekend too, and I probably will just not do it at all ever again. It'll be one of those doom pile hobbies that you can probably see all over the place, like planners and knitting, that kind of go by the wayside, and I pick up randomly off and on, and that's why it's called hobbies and hyperfocus. So, as I mentioned last time, I wanted to do a what do they call it, a stitch journal, and this is the one I've started for my 50th. And so, like, you can see I just grabbed a teal. It's white on white quilting fabric. I have like it's like double thickness, and then inside in between is a layer of interfacing. I just took a image off the website I typed that out and then just sort of transferred it on and stitched it. I really do owe myself 2 images, but I'm going to do them after, and I will probably post a picture on Instagram. And since I never actually say it, my Instagram is also at Hobbies and Hyperfocus, all one word. And I randomly remember to post things there, but I will like be adding an image of the hamster, our hamster. He's white on white, so it's going to be harder. I'll probably just outline him in black. He'll be on white. On Friday, on my birthday, I went to work. That was a shit show. And also, I had to play hamster taxi because my daughter did her, she's in French immersion, and she had to do basically what is called coutu, which is a show and tell presentation with slideshows and everything. So she chose to do it about her hamster, Lord Marshmallow. And so I had to drive Lord Marshmallow to the school during my work day. And so I'll probably start in the middle and just sort of work my way around and out and around and random. It's going to be random. And then yesterday we went out for supper and with my mom. So maybe I'll just do a little cake and a thing. But I'm going to leave it here. And hopefully I'll remember to show it every 2 weeks, 1 month, whenever I get my act together and I can do this. Okay. So let's start with the one thing that I did finish that I can show you. And that is I finished the 2023 Botanical Stitch Along from the Steady Thread. Oops, there's like a thread hanging down. And yeah, like there was only like, I think I had like 3 or 5 that I finished up. There is 2 that are the same somewhere in here. But the fact that I can't point them out easily means that I obviously don't care that much. So I finally finished it up, and I'm actually quite happy with this. It would be nice if I could, there we go, straight. So like, yeah, there's 49 different patterns. I just randomly decided that this one was going to be a row of yellow, and so I did yellow. The rest of them are number 36, which is a purple, and then 381, which is the green. You can't really tell it's green, but it's a dark kind of green. So yeah, it's kind of cute, and I really liked it. So I decided not to do it again this year, just because I have a lot of new things that I'm doing and new things that I'm trying. And originally at the beginning of the year I was going to go on a trip and all that other stuff. So I've half finished this. This will be my Stitch North, what do they call them, a small? So I'll put him closer here. He's like a bear that I got. They used to have every month they would send out a pattern on this website that I used to follow by Ellen Macherstro, and I don't know if it was 2000, 2001, but this was like the pattern, and I have all of the 2 years of patterns that they did. I've done a few of them, which I showed in, I think, the first video that I did. And I thought, he's a little mounty, so he's really good for Stitch North. So far, I've just sort of sewn it up, and then stitched on this black lace. And I think I might put a black lace behind, and then a felt, and just make it an ornament. The other option was I was going to stick it onto a book, like one of the many, many, many books that I have. Probably even have them in here. Oh no, they're not in here. Foam drawers, whatever. But it might be a journal, and it might be just an ornament. But that's my Stitch North small. I've never done a small exchange, so I'm kind of hoping that I've done it right. I've never fully finished anything of my own, so I'm not sure I'm doing that right either. So on to stitching. Things that I am working on that I can share, because there is still stuff I can't share. The first project that I worked on for the last month is my mermaid. So we have the sparkly opalescent. I'm getting quite a bit of work done on this one. I have a hard time switching projects. Like I want to complete things, but I also want to do everything. So I learned that I can't complete everything and I can't do everything, so I'm just gonna do 5 days at a time. So this is my 5 days of work. I think from the last, I'll try and pop up here what it looked like last time. I'm really going to have to invest in Stitchy Natty's template for Flosstube, so you just know what you've done, because I can never remember which one I showed. But I know I worked on this before the last video, and then I worked on the secret stitching, and then I kind of went back to this. So it's mostly this area that I did, this fin pit that I did. And then I put it down for the secret stitching, and then I decided I was going to put it down for the next project that I worked on, which I'm working on the, oops, went on the foggy here, on the, this is the beginning of Stitch for Pride 2024, Stitch Along by Dee's 20 Stitches. I can't remember. It's like, this is a DMC variegated that I just picked up. It's orange and red, and I really like it. It's going to be the Sriracha bottle, and it's based on a sculpture by Stephanie Shea. I can't say it. I'm sorry. I'm having a very hard time with pronouncing things today. So this is based on she works on sculptures that are iconically Asian themed, and this is gonna be the Sriracha bottle. So you can see the chicken splits, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just that I keep flipping between projects, and I really want to do everything. The one thing that I did work on that I don't have down here, and I will put in a picture of where it was and where it is from Megan Plexicity. I'm sorry I butchered that name too. Megan at Plexicity. It's our Ink Circles Round Robin, and this is step quarter 2. So I sent my quarter to Trina. Trina sent hers to Rob. Rob sent his to Megan, and Megan sent hers to me. And hers is called, it was called Reflections of Ireland, which is one of the ones that I actually did want to do. And it's all in one color, which is really great. Probably going to be taking that one with me to Stitch North, hopefully to pass on to Trina, so that we can save $5. Because if you can save $5, that's a good thing. Actually, when I mailed mine from Saskatoon to Ontario to Trina, it was, I think, $2.70 Canadian, because we're all in Canada except for Rob. And so it was really great that it didn't cost like $15, but then I didn't send it with the tracking, and I didn't send it with the insurance. So I'll probably do that with Megan's if I have to mail it. If I can just pass it off to Trina, then I won't have to do that. So yeah, this is the Ink Circles Round Robin that I don't have down here, but I will put a picture in because I know I took a picture of it. I just don't want to go back upstairs. And then the last thing, and I just gotta grab my foam core here because it's hard to see behind it. This is very thin fabric. This is the one I've been talking about starting since I started my channel. And I decided that I'm going to start TigerLily. And this is just 3 days of stitching. So she's coming up really quickly, and I almost really only have this part of her dress, her legs, her wing, and then her head. Now, I didn't bring down the flosses, but I have decided to make her fairy colored. So she's not going to be a white girl, and she's not going to be any kind of human girl. She is going to be like my trick-or-treat fairy who is a zombie. She's going to be a fairy. And so I thought she's a plant, so she would be kind of like greens. So I'm using 10 and 11 for her skin tones, and that is thanks to Stitchy Natty, who pulled the flosses while we were talking on Bendy Stitchy's Flosstube taping yesterday, and determined that would be a good color combination with this combination of colors. So thanks to @Stitchy Natty and all the people on Bendy Stitchy's Flosstube who were helping me. This is my birthday start, although I did start it a few days early, or a day early. And when I'm done with this, I will probably pass it on, because this is one of those things that I didn't know. I bought the pattern when it first came out in 2008. And it is now one of the most sought after patterns out there. And I was watching I think it's at Stitching the Globe, and they mentioned that, yeah, this is the #1 pattern in 2023, where people were paid the highest paid for purchase pattern in 2023. And I was like, well, obviously other people want to stitch it, so I'm gonna probably sell it or pass it on at some point. But I've been talking about doing that pattern since I started my Flosstube last July. So what better time to do it than my birthday? And I'm just doing it in DMC because, I can get DMC. So it's 8 colors of DMC. I'm substituting out the 2 pinks that are used for her skin. And then I am going to put in gold and beads. I think of all of the flosses in the universe, all the Krynics that I do have, I'm pretty sure I have 011 HL. I don't have 001 HL, which is what I need for my mermaids. I don't have silver, but I have gold. I know I have gold. So then it would just be the beads. This is probably one I will get professionally framed, because it's my one-in-a-lifetime stitch. I'm just doing it on white, or actually antique white 32 count from Witchelt. And this was because I can get this at my local knitting store, Prairie Lily Knitting. So yeah, I got like half a yard of this white because I figured I could dye it. But for this one I wanted the white because I want it to really pop. So yeah, that's Prairie Lily, and maybe the next time you see her she'll be done. I see little hands. Where's that little rat?
The rat isn't here.
Oh. Small human. We can't see you. We can just see your elbow. I have to cut all this out, you know.
Why?
Because you're funny looking.
How dare you? I know where you live.
Yeah, okay, go. And that is all the stitching I can show. And everything that I've completed. My work and my goals for this week will be to get as much done on as my round robin and on TigerLily as I can, because I want to take those two to stitch north. It's kind of halfway. The other one that I want to take is either Variant of Interest or No Time Like the Present, because they're on Pattern Keeper and they are low floss, so they're easy to transport and they're easy to keep track of. So those are the three that I think I'm gonna, or the four that I think I'm gonna take. So the round robin, because I would like to pass it off to Trina if I can. Then TigerLily, because I would like to get her done and I would like to get her framed for my birthday. Then Variant of Interest or No Time Like the Present. One of those three. Then I'm going to complete this. I think I'm just going to stick it on a journal book. Let me see if I have one. Kind of to show you what it looks like. It'd be kind of like a book like this, or like even a slightly larger book. This is just Field's Note size, which is small pocket sized notebook, really good for, you know, just like notes. So just want to finish that up and pack up for Stitch North, and yeah, meet all the people that I talk to on the internet and maybe make some friends, make plans, take over the world, whatever. So, life update. Like I said, I turned 50 on Friday, and Friday at work was kind of a shit show. Now, I have had issues taking vacation with our department, having enough people, and being that we are the only two people that know how the main database works. So there's two of us. My coworker, who is my analyst, she's going on maternity leave mid-end June. So she's due on the 23rd. She thinks she's going to work till the 23rd. So she'll work until she probably goes into labor, which might be the 23rd, might be later. Probably will tell her to like rest. But we have been asking for 2 or 3 years since we took on the new database, and we realized how much extra work it was going to be and how hard it was to take time off. Like, you really need 2 people there, or at least 1.5 people there full time. So we've been asking for a second or a third person, a data entry clerk or a data clerk, for 3 years. And every year we get to our year-end reviews, and they're like, no, next year, with all the new stuff we've put into place, your workload will go down. You won't need to be doing that all the time. And I'm like, well, I'll believe it when I see it, kind of thing. And finally, with her going on mat leave, they had no choice at that point. They had to say, okay, we've got to let them have another person. Like, Pam can't handle it all by herself for a whole year. And if my coworker decides she's going to take the 18-month option, that's a year and a half. And we've already struggled to take our vacation days because things happen and we get called on vacation, and then it's a mess. So the options that we were given were they would hire somebody for us in Manila, or we asked for somebody who is underutilized in another department, who had the right kind of mindset and criteria and some experience with computer programming and things like that. So we asked for that person, and I don't know his history. All I know is our CFO does not like him for some reason. And so they finally said, okay, you can have him, you can train him. He starts in our department in May. And then on Friday, out of nowhere, the CFO says, you can't fully train him. He can't have full access to do the job. You have to continue. Like, he can have access to operations side, but you are the only one who can have access to corporate side, which 90% of what we do, that would be fine. But there are certain things, like if we get a new property, there's corporate things that he can't do. If we get a new employee, because she doesn't want access for him to be able to change his own access, he can't set up employees. He can't troubleshoot employee issues. He can't fix permission issues. Like, there's going to be certain things, and we're going to have to work that out. It also kind of tends to mean that realistically, even though he's going to be there to help me, he's not going to be fully trained, and therefore, because there is nobody else fully trained or nobody else who knows a lot of the job things that we do, I won't be able to take more than a few days off. And even when I do take time off, I might still have to be available to like log in and fix things that remotely that he's not allowed to fix, which is kind of a pain in the butt, because again, this is year 4 of us saying we can't take full vacation because we both can't be off. We can't be off for more than a few days. And now we can't fully train somebody. So as sucky as it might be, I think it might be time to start looking what else is out there, because we can't keep going on like this. I'm sure in a fucking minute that CFO would replace me with somebody in Manila. It's cheaper, and she has more control over that person. And it's sad because I like where I work. I like the people I work with. I like the job that I do. But when I can't take vacation without being on call, and I can't get somebody cross-trained, and like, I already know this summer I'm going to be working from home a lot because it's super expensive to put kids in daycare for a summer. But I need to completely supervise this guy, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I've made that very clear to her. She's not my boss. She's just the CFO. My boss is one of the owners. And I've said to him, like, we can't take vacation if I can't have somebody cover. And her assistant, her second in command, is going to be getting married in August, September. So when she goes on her honeymoon, I cover a lot of her work. And so I can't be gone that day. and I have to create vendor. Like, I have to do certain things that now he can't do, and I can't be sick and I can't be unavailable, and it's going to be very stressful. Again, another year. And I know the option is that I'm letting my coworker down, because if I quit, what are they going to do with her? Are they going to bring her back after her mat leave? Will they just bump her up to my role? I'm not sure. But I just can't keep going on like this without any end in sight. And this was supposed to be the end in sight. We were supposed to be able to train this person. I wasn't going to grant him full fucking access the first day. But to be told that he can't have any access to it because he worked in the accounting department and he might know stuff. He's been working here for 5 years and you haven't had any problem with him doing accounting, and now all of a sudden you have a problem with him doing corporate. And I think it just really comes down to trying to save money, because they want him to eventually go back to accounting and be a data entry clerk. And it's really, really frustrating. And it might be time to make that decision. Where's the card? Over here. Maybe that's the decision I'm supposed to be making, because I just can't keep going like this. But to tell me at the end of the day on Friday, on my birthday, it was a shit show. So that's my life update. I'm going to try and give up on worrying about that right now and just go on with my life. My husband is chomping at the bit to start the laundry. We have to get some groceries, and there is a Gaza Support Palestine event going on that I would like to go to today. So I'm going to end it here, and if you would be so kind as to like and subscribe, I would love that. Put in a comment, let me know what you think, what I can improve, what I'm doing wrong, anything. And I will see you next time.